Do you know what you want this year? What you actually want this year? Let me phrase it slightly differently. If you were to take your list of 20 needs and desires and reduce it to 10, and then 5, and then just a single aspect of your life, is there something that you would trade an entire year for? It's an impossible question. It's a thought experiment. I know that you're going to develop your health and your relationships and your spirituality and your creativity and your career and your relationship to nature, all of these things and more in the next year ahead. But what if you just had to pick one thing? What if your New Year's resolution process wasn't resolving all the aspects of your life, but trying to resolve something which is truly significant? Because at this time of year, we can get caught up in habits and routines, and I love habits and routines. I wouldn't have been able to build this library without a strict reading schedule and rigorous fitness and going to the gym on a certain timetable and having client sessions. There's so many things that I have routines in my life. I get it. It's fantastic to have progress and habits and all kinds of discipline, but I'm talking about devotion. A New Year's resolution at the deeper level is devoting yourself to one thing, maybe two things for an entire year. Because if you're being real with yourself, and this is something that I ask myself at the end of every single year, I have to embrace the fact that I am limited and that I am fragile, not in a vulnerable victimization kind of way, but I have fragility, and even my greatest ambitions will be cut short as life tends to hit me right on the side of my face. Last year, I intended to make my first course, the Shadow Work Library, and I did. A few months ago, I released the Shadow Work Library. In fact, only 1 month ago. It feels like it's been many months with the promotional series. You can find the list down in the description, but that took me the entire year, basically. I spent the first 5 months of the year rereading the books in my archive and preparing the systems, and then I spent another 6-7 months actually filming and then promoting the course. That's all I've done for the entire year. Yes, I've gone to the gym hundreds of times. I've ran, I don't know what at this point, probably over 200 client sessions. I've read however many hundreds of books. There's all these things, and I could be very proud of myself for all the particular aspects of my life, my personal relationships, my career, my finances. Fantastic. It's great. I've leveled up across the board. Look at me. Aren't I amazing? I'm not so interested in that. I've enjoyed it on the day by day, but what I'm actually proud of is now at the end of this year, looking back on the whole year, I followed through on the one thing that was most important for me, which was making the course, because the course symbolized the next level of my teaching, going from YouTube, where I'm answering questions and keeping it entertaining, to making something that feels like a mixture between a master's degree seminar room and a private therapy environment. I made a structured curriculum based on my research, and I'm going to do the exact same thing next year. That's all I'm doing. One thing, another course. Because if I focus on the course, for me personally, and for you, this might be healing a relationship, maybe with your children, with your parents, with your significant other. Maybe it could be healing a certain chronic health issue. Maybe it could be creating an album, writing a book, or the masterpiece painting. The one thing, whatever that one thing might be, if you choose that pillar correctly, everything else will fall into place. I'm choosing to focus on the course because I know that if I focus on the course, and this is me being selfish in this video, but it's an example hopefully you can relate to. If I focus on my next course, my big course, not the Shadow Work Library, the main course that's coming up, I know that I have about another 200 videos to film for that course. If I'm going to film those 200 videos, I've already read for the last 4 years, I know what's going in, but I still need to film 200 videos. I'm also going to maintain YouTube, which is another 150 videos, that's 350. I'll be posting every single week over on Instagram. I'll be serving my clients in client sessions, again, probably over 200 client sessions in the year coming up. I'll be going to the gym to maintain my health and fitness, 3 or 4 sessions per week. I'll be having my personal relationship. Everything else falls into place because I'm already at the stage where, probably like you, you've done enough self-development to not obsess about the small things, and you can embrace the fact that other areas of your life will decrease as you focus your attention on the most important thing. Doesn't mean that your life will fall apart, and this may seem like a messy video for you of Why can't you just have a simple New Year's resolutions conversation? And the answer is, I don't believe in limitless potential. I don't think you should change everything all at once. When I've worked with people for 4 months at a time in private client mentorships, I know that even if they present a list of a dozen things that they want to do together, it's my responsibility, ethically, to say, this is fantastic, can we choose just 3 or 4 of them to focus on? And they might feel a little bit cheated at first, like, well, wait a minute, 4 months, we've got so much time to cover all of this. But the reality is, yes, at the superficial level, you might be able to touch upon a dozen different areas of your life in only 4 months. But if you want deep transformation, if you want deep healing, or to make something which is truly original and creative, you need to narrow your possibilities and really focus on what matters. And the glue that will get you through those difficult days is your devotion to something which you care about. I love my fitness. This year I unlocked a handstand push-up, a freestanding handstand push-up. I can go down, I can come back up. I did 2 in a row. Fantastic. That's taken me about 10 years of training to unlock. But it doesn't matter compared to me completing the course, because if I look back on this year, I got the handstand push-up and I completed a course. I don't care about the handstand push-up. It's fun. I enjoy it. I like having my fitness developing. I like that my personal relationships develop. I like that there's a certain amount of money in my bank, or there's a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube. It's all insignificant compared to my core need, which I've reflected on through my own inner work, which is to really push myself with my teaching and see who I am at my absolute core as the teacher that I'm meant to be. And I can only do that in creating, outlining, and then delivering a structured curriculum based on over 100 books I believe are the best books, and that's my unique thing. That's my actual gift. Everything else is secondary. And I accept that. I accept that my fitness isn't going to be peak. I accept that my personal relationships may take a bit of a loss in terms of time spent with people. I accept that my money has also taken a dip. I could have made so much more money this year by taking on more client mentorships rather than saying no to dozens of people knocking at my door throughout the summer so that I could film videos for the course. But I knew what was more important. It's not the money. It's not the personal fitness. It's that deep, burning desire to do the one thing as encapsulated as the course. And for you, this might be healing a relationship, healing your body, developing a relationship with God, or maybe creating something new, something truly worthwhile that would take you an entire year. That's all I want to share with you. Don't get lost in the specifics. Don't make the mistake this new year of getting obsessed about micromanaging your workout routine and how you're going to bed and waking up. Yes, do all of these things by default in the background, but don't get perfectionistic. Don't lose the year for the sake of the week. The weeks do make the year. Yes, this is a paradox. Yes, you need to do both, but hopefully you're receiving the philosophy. Resolve something which is truly important, because you'll be able to look back on the year with pride. You'll feel a sense of accomplishment because you devoted the majority of your energy to something which was really important. If you don't know what the important thing is, of course, you need to do some reflection. But if you do know, just devote yourself to it. Don't get lost in the various optimization routines. Pick your one thing. Discipline will get you there, but devotion is the central glue. It's the magnet that's going to pull you towards something difficult. And it better be difficult, because if it's an easy thing, like my aim for this year is to make 10 YouTube videos, it makes no sense. I know that I need to make a course with over 200, an extra 150 for YouTube, and maintaining all the other aspects of my life built around the central pillar of a course. That's all I'm going to do. You're going to watch this. If you see this now, a year from now, and then you look at my entire channel, I'm going to have done that. Because that's all I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do the same thing over and over and over again, but I better have made sure that I'm climbing the right kind of mountain. Otherwise, I will look back at a year of wasted effort, and I don't want you to feel the same. So just take this with you. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's, and whatever you do as a final takeaway, consider not destroying your body with drink and vice this New Year's Eve, and doing something a little bit more conscious. For me personally, my New Year's routine is going and seeing the very first sunrise of the year, because I like the symbolic significance of going from darkness into light. I think it's important to be there for that first crack of light, even if in the UK it's often a grey, cloudy sky and not too much orange and red. it's symbolically significant. Start your year correctly. Don't worry too much about January. Don't worry about the entirety of the spring. Don't worry about all the way up until autumn. Zoom out, focus on the year as a whole, and resolve something significant in your life, and it'll be worthwhile. I'll see you over in the next video, which is coming out in just a few days, or probably out already now. We're actually celebrating you with 24 green flags in yourself. It's a bit of a fun video to wrap up the year, and I'll see you over there.